10:43 p.m. Tuesday, April 18th, 2023, episode number 977 of Oh Yeah Dude. My name is Jonathan, and this is Seth.
Jonathan,
Hello, Seth.
It's pretty great to see you.
It's good to see you.
Episode 977. Thank you so much for joining us. Make a request if you can to you can support Jonathan and I so we can keep doing the show if you go to Patreon. Patreon. That's the place you can go and pledge so we can continue doing the show, continue turning out an episode every Friday and doing everything that we're doing that we've never been more excited about doing. Feel stronger about UID today than I've ever felt. Is that okay to say? I know it's brazen, it's brash. I'm not trying to speak out of turn. Yeah, a lot of people they like to speak brazen and brash because they think it's hot. They think it's what the kids want.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of claims.
Dog.
A lot of claims.
Dog. I mean, it's all claims.
A lot of clout chasing.
Oh.
If I do say so myself.
Tell me, oh, you know what? Have you, I don't know, this is on my landline. Look what it says above the phone number as the possible. Who called me? Have you seen that before? Is that on cell phones?
Mine, I think the one that shows up on iPhones is scam likely. It shows up. This one says probably fraud.
Probably fraud. How's your country?
But you picked it up? No.
I know. I just was like, that's a bold.
Did you take that with your iPad?
I took that with my iPad.
So you had a landline, a cordless phone laying on the couch
where you sit,
and then grabbed his iPad and
baby, it's got a phone. It's got a fucking camera
like a
feature.
Senior moment right there. That's
you should see when she walks by, and I'm in here like taking snapshots like of stills on, and she's just like,
"This is awesome,
bro. Like that's my man." Like, probably fraud. How have we, and I mean we, the collective we,
let it get to
how
this?
have we let it get to this? Where I'm minding my own business, my VTech landline rings, I go to pick it up. I have a feature called Caller ID. It lets me know my friends are calling. Which friend? And it says probably fraud. Hey, this is probably somebody calling you. And they're going to scam. The scam is likely.
The scam is likely. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's
a lot.
It's nonstop.
Speaking of, I hate to say this is you want to sound, and I'm just going to say this. And this is about as tired of a thing you can talk about or say but I only bring this up. This reminds me of that because I'm on Nextdoor, whatever. I'm not going to,
what got you on Nextdoor in the first place?
When I moved in here.
Oh, you just got on it.
I'd never been on it. So exciting. I'm in a house, I'm in a neighborhood, I'm going to get on Nextdoor. The level of how angry, when I read a post, every post, the amount of words that are misspelled and grammatical errors in almost every single post. It does something to me that it makes, Jonathan, I get like, when you read a whole post and you're just like, I don't even know what the fuck they're asking something, but I don't even, how do you spell so many words wrong? Why do you understand anything about the level, the skill level? If you were a teacher and you read it, you'd think you were teaching like a 5th grade fucking class. You're just reading 5th grade essays all day, every post. It makes me fucking furious.
Are these people native English speakers?
Yes, it's just every person on it talking about every stupid fucking thing.
And then
not even just the stupid things they talk about, just.
And they're, so then this is just.
They
them
just
doing
they publish
Yeah,
this,
they're not-
and it's like a fucking text to a friend riddled with mistakes. And it's like, you published this to the world, and it has your name and picture attached to it. You can't spell. It makes me again. Probably not the best way to start a podcast off with a fucking 50-year-old man ranting about Nextdoor, but.
What would you say?
What the fuck,
but let me ask,
people?
because I don't know about this.
Riddled with grammatical errors.
What are we talking about as far as like demographic here, age-wise? Are we saying
40s, 50s, 60s?
Really?
Yeah, in terms of
because my next door experience is completely different.
okay.
So I was on the one in my old neighborhood originally before I moved down to the desert.
Got a lot of hipsters over in that neighborhood. Huh?
There was a lot of hipsters, a lot of and I would say next door would be the real gentrifiers were on there. Those, you would get a phenomenal amount of transplants asking I think what would truly be defined as ignorant questions. The ignorance in the sense of not understanding the neighborhood,
not even
but
being
moving
living in a
down
city.
to the desert.
No, it's
now I'm dealing with extremely old people.
Okay, but old people know how to spell.
They are extremely good at spelling.
And that's great. That's my thing.
They're unfortunately what they are spelling is their views about the world and their views about the world.
Very easy to spell.
It's very
I don't
crazy.
care if they could fucking as long as they know how to spell it, I'm down. It's something else.
Delaware.
Awful
DC.
if no one's ever listened to the show and somebody finally got him to listen to it, and they got over the fact that it's like they're a little bit older, and then one of them's going to talk about fucking next. It's just riddled with mistakes. I don't understand how you could. I don't know what you even hit, send, return, whatever you do to make me be able to read it.
You've never written on there. You've never added a comment or contacted someone about a
never done that
candelabra for sale or anything?
Every single fucking morning, and then before I go to bed, it's me just being like.
What about the things that they choose to write?
They're insane. They're insane. One more person asked what the helicopter fucking was overhead in the fucking city of Los Angeles, where there's not a single day that we've ever lived here that a police helicopter hasn't flown. What could it be? Well, no, what is it?
Delaware.
This is a legacy podcast. This is a heritage podcast.
Okay.
From what I'm seeing about legacy brands and heritage brands.
Yeah.
This is a legacy podcast.
I would agree with that.
Thank you. This is just from what I'm seeing online.
I would
Levi's, Strauss.
Yes. Delaware, DC, Hawaii, Minnesota, New Mexico, New York, and Washington. These are all states that I cannot own property in.
Was it weed related? What is it?
No, they limit the use or ownership of switchblades.
Oh, okay.
I was not aware of that. I thought California was a switchblade illegal.
This is your. Yeah.
Well, okay.
I want to get you. Now you're going to get fired up. So, okay, let me get this straight. Someone's never listened to the show. So the first old guy, he screams about Nextdoor, and the second guy screams about he can't have a switchblade.
Yeah, they like that, probably.
Oh, they like, okay, I like that guy. A freedom fighter. I like that guy.
Patriot.
First guy I don't like too much. The second guy's a real patriot. Freedom fighter.
All right. Though I've told this story before, but I got in trouble.
You can't even go to airports in those states.
I got in trouble because when I was in 4th or 5th grade, because I went to Tijuana and bought butterfly knife and a switchblade and a couple of other things. And then I got caught by my friend's younger brother in his car. I was riding in a Suburban with my friend Alex Marshall, if I'm not mistaken, and his mother, and Alex's little brother in the back. Alex was a competitive skier from Massachusetts. And they had moved to...
Who went? It was the four of you?
No. I had gotten the illegal.
You were not in Mexico at the time. You're back in the United States.
Back in the valley in Woodland Hills.
I thought you were talking about.
No.
Remember back in the day when people used to like be able to go to Tijuana for the day and like.
Oh no, but that's what we went on a school field trip, and I was able to like go and like buy crazy like knives and throwing stars and shit like with my school.
Like the 80s.
And I had been carrying, especially the butterfly knife, around with me at all times,
for your
and
offs.
like using it and like showing it off or whatever. So,
girls love.
If I remember correctly, Alex and I are in the middle row of the Suburban, and Alex's mother is driving, and Alex's little brother is behind us in the third row. And I think what happened is I leaned over, and my butterfly knife was it was out of my back pocket,
enough.
and his little brother yanked it and pulled it out, got scared, didn't do anything with it
because it was a weapon in his hand.
Because it was an illegal weapon, ninja weapon, a killing knife.
Yeah, an adult's killing knife. Rambo,
a blacked out
Jonathan Rambo's like tool was in his hand.
So he was afraid for his life because of me.
Couldn't believe who his bro hung out with.
And so he didn't do anything. I didn't know this, so we exit the vehicle. At some point, Mother finds this knife, and Alex, I believe, has no choice but to narc on me and say it's mine. So I get in trouble for the switchblade that I also had, the butterfly knife.
Your arsenal.
My arsenal.
That you were like
ninja
carrying
weapons.
with you to like middle school.
Though the Second Amendment is
here he goes.
most closely associated with
amendments.
Firearms.
Yeah.
It has other applications. Several legal decisions over the last few years have recognized. A lawsuit filed recently in the U.S. District Court in San Diego argues that the Second Amendment should protect the right of Californians to own and carry automatically opening knives, also called, I think, auto assist or open assist, more commonly known as switchblades.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to. You want to call it a switchblade, right? Or if you were in the know, do you call it an open assist?
Well, the term switchblade is a bit of a misnomer because the way that most of the tech now works is that a switchblade used to open on a swivel hinge, and it was basically a dagger. It's sharp on both sides. Now a lot of the knives now are just regular knives, sharp on one side.
Okay.
But they can come out with a different spring mechanism that forces them out with quite a bit of
I want
force.
One that I'm holding in my hand and you don't see it, and then I look you dead in the eye and press the button and it shoots out the blade for effect. That would be a switchblade, right?
Okay, a switchblade goes out like this though. It goes out from the left.
Oh, I want one.
That's a stiletto.
That's what I want.
So a stiletto, if I'm not mistaken, though, a stiletto is supposed to have enough force behind it that if you actually if you take a common spring assist knife nowadays, right? If you held it right up against your palm and did the spring assist, the tip of the knife would probably puncture your skin.
To shoot all the way through the top. A
stiletto, the job was it was supposed to be a dagger, a dagger that you could in close proximity put up against somebody, press the button, and it would do that.
Yeah, I wanted to totally
That
puncture.
is, if I'm not mistaken, that is the definition of a stiletto.
Gotta have that.
And stilettos are illegal.
Well, for effect, when I'm looking you dead in the eye, and I say count to 3. And I say 1, 2, and I wait, but I hit it, and it shoots out. You turn and you run, because it's Stiletto Seth. Here he is.
So, all right, California is one of the last states to continue to outlaw switchblades, a ban that dates back 65 years when they were viewed as the weapon of choice for street gangs.
Ooh.
Now, the lawsuit filed by Knife Rights, an Arizona-based organization, claims that the switchblade ban denies California residents their fundamental individual right to keep and bear these common, constitutionally protected arms for lawful purposes, including self-defense.
I'm talking your language.
Doug Ritter, the leader of Knife Rights, said that it is certainly...
Who you been hanging with lately, my friend Doug?
Knife Rights.
Knife Rights, Doug Ritter.
From Knife Rights. KR Doug. King KR.
Kincaid, the Doug Dog,
Doug
knife
Doggy.
rights. One of my best buds. Understands the difference between a stiletto and a switchblade on site. Don't have to explain it.
No, I might be wrong.
You're right.
Hope I'm right.
Doug.
Me and Doug talked about
What's
it.
Doug have to say? What's Doug's life mission to make sure everyone's
Doug
got
Ritter,
a knife?
The leader of Knife Rights, said that, quote, "It's certainly no coincidence that his group brought the legal challenge after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down concealed carry restrictions on firearms in New York, which he said set the table for such actions."
Oh, they were psyched.
Now we have a very clear decision from the Supreme Court regarding possession and carrying of arms for self-defense, Ritter said. There are clear limits on what is allowed and what is not allowed to be prohibited. California defines switchblades as knives with blades 2 inches or longer that open by the flick of a button, flip of the wrist, pressure on the handle, or by gravity. Most bans on switchblades at the federal and state levels were put in place in the 1950s. California's were adopted in 1957. Movies in the 50s always made the bad guy have a switchblade, so switchblades became synonymous with bad guys, said Paul Clark, a New Jersey attorney and professor of philosophy and legal theory at Hudson County Community College. Attitudes about switchblades were more formed by Hollywood depictions than real life.
Me and you up at the observatory.
So
around in circles.
Yeah, I don't know how to talk about any of this at most times, much less a time
when I'm sitting across from you.
No, just the time in this country where it's so obvious that we so desperately need to come to some terms with what laws and protection we have in place versus the things that we prohibit people or at least make phenomenally difficult to there's no possible way to defend any blanket law statement like this against the what's happening in the world and the fact that these guns are so powerful and so easy to get and it has nothing to do with anything other than we are completely fucked about our ideas about this. Every single dangerous thing in this country other than guns, we make sure that the people that are using them, operating them are, secured, licensed, insured, and bonded in order to have them, whether it be I mean, anything,
like a vape
fucking
pen?
Anything. We have to be 18 years old to buy a fucking a spray can. It's anything combustible, anything flammable. You can't buy bazookas. You can't buy fucking rocket launchers. You can't buy grenades. You can't buy dynamite. All of these things you would have to go what we are talking about is stuff that is on that level of capability, destruction-wise, that is just far too accessible. And that has absolutely nothing to do with, the truth of the matter is that I do believe that part of this right that we are defending is fundamental in keeping this country free in the ways that it still is. And it is also has been fundamental, no question, in the fact that we've gotten to the place that we have now. So
you're saying, what are you saying?
I am saying that the people that are running this country, that one of the few things that has kept them from completely and totally imprisoning and taking us over is the fact that there are so many guns out in the wild.
Oh, man.
There is no question about that.
Talking about tyranny.
I'm not talking about tyranny. I'm talking about just that they have a crazy fight on their hands if they were to do something real.
Okay.
And that reality does keep some part of the culture of this country in balance in a way that I don't think it would if we had the same type of gun restrictions and laws that other countries do. But that doesn't mean that I don't think we
should switchblades be legal or not legal?
I think
Doug's listening. That Doug is listening.
I want to know about the stilettos. I think everyone should be able to own at least one switchblade.
At least two stilettos, one for each hand. I just want you to know: Are you starting a California chapter of
Knife
Knife
rights.
rights is all I need to know.
It's actually called knife rights now.
Knife rights yesterday.
But I don't understand how Doug,
your bestie,
in his right mind, can feel as though his efforts and energy are best spent right now on this particular issue with so many other pressing issues in this field
because
on the table now.
He loves his country. You know, Doug. She's talking about knives.
Are there any countries where knives are illegal? No, that can't be, right?
Where knives are like totally banned.
There's too practical of a thing. Who has the strictest knife laws in the world?
Okay. You know about guns. You know about knives. What do you know about bows and bow hunting?
I know nothing about bow hunting. I know a bit about bows.
Okay, because I have my.
I know a bit about archery.
April-May Bow Hunting World Magazine right here.
Don't know much about archery.
Now, they're telling me they tested the Bowtech Carbon 1.
On?
Fucking loved it. On, like, what do you
Bison?
mean on like everything.
Elk?
Elk? Bye! Yeah, they tested on
Whale?
elk. Yeah. The Excalibur Assassin Extreme. Chef's kiss. Got 5 bows, and that's it. That's it. You can't get.
That's it. There's no 6th bow.
There is no 6th bow. Now, I'm reading my bow. Backup bow. Should you buy one?
I've considered it.
You're going on the hunt of a lifetime, Jonathan. Or you're entering November with one specific buck in mind. What will you do if your bow or one of its components goes down?
I mean, you could kind of do a strip field repair kind of kit.
You could do a strip field repair kit, or you could take out your knife, kill your bow hunting partner, and take their bow.
And their pelt.
And their jacket, because it's so cold in the morning.
And their rations.
But like my J's, I always buy like a
hunting J.
3 J's. I get house J's, I get a J to wear, and I get a J to save. I get 3 bows.
Hunting J's.
My hunting J's.
My house J's, my hunting J's.
They're camo J's.
Camo hunting.
They were made
real
specifically
trees.
For me.
My real J hunting trees.
These are my these are my plant-based vegan
real J hunting
camo
trees.
Air J hunting bow.
By hunting I mean.
Now my question is, okay, you're going on the hunt of a lifetime. I don't know what that means. I guess you've been dreaming your whole life about a huge hunt, maybe. I don't know. Or you're entering November with one specific buck in mind. Does that mean like you have an adversary? Like there's a buck that fucked with you? Like, do they mean like the one that got away and you've been for 30 years dreaming about
one of 2 things. Either it's the one that got away or November is the last month of deer season. So it's one that you've been tracking or chasing. And
you've been tracking,
hunting.
You've been tracking.
Maybe it's the start of the season and it's the one that got away last season that you've been like, I'm going to find you again.
Oh, I'm going to fucking find you again.
I've been trying to get you. I'm going to get you.
Come November, I'm going to get you. But that's why when I had my Excalibur Assassin Extreme, it's because you wouldn't even the weight on the
you don't know it's
you don't even know it's there.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
do.
I killed this buck, and before I even killed it, I was like, did I even shoot that bow? But you know what the buck said right before it died? You did.
You done did.
Got
Seth.
me, Daddy.
Stiletto Seth.
Stiletto Seth, you got me.
Just
you looking bows? You like shopping bows? Yeah, I gotta have a backup bow because I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna be 6 days in and have components go down, having not field tested. John, the Assassin Extreme is so fucking light. You could bring 2 more, you wouldn't even fucking know. It's like packing extra socks. You barely even know.
No, it's like a tent stick. You know, if that.
Is that beef jerky? No,
that's an assassin.
That's Assassin Carbon 1 Extreme Killer Elite Backpack Bow.
Backup
bow.
I killed my partner for it.
I killed my partner
died.
Yeah, I just shivved that dog quick.
Stilettoed them and then...
You know how it is. It's legal, right? Should be.
Needs to be.
Needs to be. That's an amendment right there. That's a constitutional right as an American. 1776.
Dog, though, listen, I'm not...
You're not advocating for the misuse of any weaponry is what you're saying. You're talking about these are in the hands of responsible...
I'm just saying, you talk about some of these things that we talked about in the last week. There's nothing about the proliferation and widespread disease of guns in this country doesn't end or begin with its citizens. The militarization of the police has a trickle-down effect. And if you look at the guns in this country on the streets and the way that those guns or weapons have mutated, weapons that are used in crime, I mean, the connection, it's such a direct trickle-down that it's like so many things. It's inherent in the design. So you can't correct something that is built in to it. You can't reform it per se, I don't think, because it's unreformable. If part of its form, if it's inherent in its form, you can't reform something with, it has to be completely reevaluated. There's no way to alter what is already there, because what is already there has been completely perverted on both sides. The words have all been manipulated to serve whatever purpose or whatever cause. So it's like,
you've heard of ghost guns? What about ghost knives?
No.
That's it. That's what you're talking about. You go off grid.
Silent.
Don't matter if they make it legal. You and Doug, you get your 3D printer and you start cooking up ghost switchblades.
Ghost knives.
Ghost knives by Doug Larroquette. Because at this point, you two of you are fully. I mean, you're married. You're married. The Department of Energy's Savannah River site. We've talked about this. They finalized a high-level waste tank milestone agreement with state and federal regulators. So they will guide the cleanup of this South Carolina site. So South Carolina, the Department of Energy, the United States government, all came together for a milestone agreement of regulation. According to the Savannah River site, over the last several months, the Department of Energy, Savannah River, the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control, and the Environmental Protection Agency, all of these groups came together. They reviewed, negotiated, and they agreed on revisions to the Savannah River Site Federal Facility Agreement. That's the FFA. It's going to establish procedural framework and comprehensive remediation at SRS, including high-level waste tank milestone agreements and other cleanup priorities. The revision to the FFA outlines the schedule for waste removal and operational closure of 16 of the oldest style tanks. 43 remaining tanks are slated to be closed by the year 2037. Now, the waste in these tanks.
Yes, sir.
This is radioactive liquid that's stored at the Savannah River site. This radioactive liquid waste was generated as a byproduct from the processing of U.S. nuclear materials used for national defense, used for research, used for medical programs, and used for space missions. So they've gathered up all of this waste. They got it all, like, let's take a look at it. We got to do some of this. They got 34 million gallons. The waste is stored in underground carbon steel waste tanks. Now,
when were they stored there? Or how over what period of time?
They've been some time since we've been in the nuke game.
Like
for
50s?
National defense, research, medical programs.
So this has been
a long time.
But
they've collected a little bit of waste, liquid waste.
But this is from all over this has been transferred here from other places.
We bring it all to this one site.
And we did talk about this, but
yeah. So the 34 million gallons.
But
now let me.
Yes.
I'm a good sized bathtub. If I ran you a bath after the shows, I'm gonna run you a bath. It's about 40 gallons. So 1 million gallons.
Is it 40 gallons with me in the bath or 40 gallons before I get in? Because I displace how many gallons do I displace?
The way I did it is so perfect.
It becomes me in it.
You
it's 40
become
gallons.
the bath.
40th. You're the 40th gallon.
I walked in and didn't know you were in it that first time. 1 million gallons would be 25,000 baths. That'd be about 68 years of baths.
Of you watching me bathe.
Me watching you bathe for 68 years.
After a show.
After every show, 25,000 times. Now, 34 million gallons of waste. So just to imagine this, this is about 800.
I've already stopped.
This is about 850,000 baths. So I want you to walk with me. We walk to a field. We look out at it. It's just an empty expanse. But what we do is we helicopter in 850,000 bathtubs, and we line them up for as far as the eye can see. And then we come in individually, and each person fills up their bath with their 40 gallons of nuclear waste. And that gets us to almost like 1 million baths. So we just got to figure out a place to like kind of kick that for a minute.
While we get it out of here. We'll take it somewhere else.
Off planet? Could we just pick a planet and be like, I don't know what the next planet is, that solar system, we're going to get to all of them. Do we just pick one and we're just like, so sorry, and like yell down to it in case anyone's there, and then just fly the plane out and just open up the plane and then just drop 850,000 baths on them like, enjoy, you finish the show, enjoy your bath. And then that planet's just off limits.
Just dump planet.
It's dump planet.
Yeah. I mean, it probably need a dump planet is probably long overdue.
We need a dump planet.
I mean, the moon is kind of a dump already.
The moon serve any purpose?
I don't think so.
The sun, super important.
Well, it's the sort of it's like the sun's like
cousin?
Kind of like sidekick?
Second cousin?
Like rep?
Side piece?
Like rep.
Agent?
Well, technically they reflect the light of the sun when the sun isn't present, so that we get a little reminder of the power of this thing. But
we don't want to fuck with our astrology, and we're gonna let them. So
we got to go further. We got to
go further, and I
just meant it in the sense that it really is like, I don't even think it's a planet, right? Isn't it just like a piece of it's like a tin can? Don't they say it's hollow or something?
Oh, that old thing?
No. So we got to go further out,
and
But then let's do it on one that we aren't. Also, like,
we know there's got to be ones that are completely inhospitable to us living there.
Yes.
So that would be the place that we just put our fucking shit.
Yes. So like Jupiter.
Scoop up that fucking garbage patch in the ocean. Take these fucking 850,000 bathtubs. Riff-raff little, there's got to be some like landfills and shit. Take all the fucking tires that are on fire. Like every time I'm like on the internet, there's like, in North Carolina, there's some sort of like tire fire burning like all the time. Get them all, them out, and get them off planet. Something like Jupiter, I think you were saying. One of them junk planets.
Or I don't know why you have to shoot them onto a planet. Couldn't you just dump them out into just space?
Shoot them out into this expanse, which is they talk about it being infinitely, expansive.
I would think anything like that would be less potent and powerful in the great
space than in like South Carolina.
And like covered in a little aquarium, little biodome.
Yeah, a little biodome.
Just heating up in here.
Good call, dude.
Maybe get it out of the atmosphere.
Maybe start shooting these fucking tires out into space.
Yeah, maybe that's a bad idea.
Well, they got to be somewhere.
Strawberry. That's a bad sign. That's my phone telling me to go to bed. That's not good.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, no matter what you are doing, that is even a remote possibility.
It doesn't seem to me like it does it at times. It makes sense to me. I don't think it's set at a time.
Did it do it at 4:15 a.m.? Because if that did it, then
but
that
also
would be like
I don't think it did it last night at 11:19. I don't think I've ever picked a time for it to do that. That doesn't make sense. It's obviously gauging it off of how long I've been awake.
Or it's watching you. It's been watching you and listening to you, and it's like, this motherfucker needs to go to sleep.
He just is like, this guy's talking garbage.
You're talking shit. You're gonna shoot.
Shut the fuck up.
You're gonna shoot tires into outer space. Shut the fuck up. Go to bed.
Skittles,
psycho.
Skittles, strawberry yoo-hoo, and Walmart yogurt dipped pretzels. What do these all have in common? Well,
delicious.
They all contain the controversial red dye number 3.
My bad.
Or aka titanium dioxide, which some California lawmakers are now waging war against. A new bill could ban 5 chemicals prevalent in thousands of U.S. food items, including certain brands of fruit cups, sliced bread, fruit juice, cake mixes, trail mix, and more. Assembly Bill 418 seeks to prohibit red dye number 3 for good, along with brominated vegetable oil, titanium dioxide, propylparaben, and potassium bromate. Red dye number 3 is synthetic dye derived from petroleum and titanium dioxide, which is a pigment often found in paint primer, are used for coloring food and are the most prevalent of the 5 proposed banned additives. The proposal cites a range of studies linking these additives to increased cancer risk, adverse behavioral development in children, and decline in reproductive health, among other ailments. Some studies tested their effects on humans, others on lab animals. The legislators say that they hope the bill is passed. If passed, will inspire change nationally, and it could force food manufacturers to reformulate the ingredients in their products. Red dye number 3 has been banned from cosmetics and select uses in the U.S. since 1990, but is still commonly found in food. All 5 of these additives have been banned from food use in the European Union. Unfortunately, quote, the U.S. is really behind the rest of the world in protecting consumers from unsafe and toxic food chemicals. Insane that we are more on it with cosmetics than food. And yet even that, we're still behind on all of it. But somehow that we would still, it really shows what a hold that some of these sweet companies have.
In like
these red velvet Dunkenheisers of the world.
In the most simplest terms, 888-842-2357. Just explain it to me. I don't know. If you were to explain that to a kid, you're telling me that there's a coloring that we put in food that's been banned everywhere. We still use it because it's a color, but it's the same shit that they put in paint, and all the studies say it's really bad for you. But honestly, you bring this up, and honest. How is that even like it? How can we expect?
It's good for sales, right? I mean, that's it. That's the only reason, because the red looks better than whatever other red you would make. The red that makes you makes you die of cancer.
It looks better than if it was like
it's the sickest red.
It's the sick red.
So the sickest red is what we feel we deserve.
Well,
and they want to give it to us.
Listen.
And so they give it to us.
Okay. And all right.
And they'll do anything they can to protect their ability to keep giving it to us, and we'll protect our ability to keep getting it at any cost, no matter what.
Ability to I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like because if they told us you can't have this, it's bad for you, we'd fucking kill them.
What do you mean? You shut your fucking mouth. You don't tell me what
and then they're like, you can't do that because
you don't tell me what dioxide I can and cannot eat.
So what the fuck?
Go woke, go broke. Here we go again. Jesus, fucking Obama. I told you.
Yeah, I know you did.
Fuck.
So I don't know.
There's a chemical that's super bad in all this tests and no one can use it, but it's a color and we still use it.
But
and we're
not even allowed to put it on our eyes or on our cheeks.
But we're supposed to just like go. Everybody's supposed to wake up and just go to work tomorrow because we collectively can't say
no.
Although it looks better red, we'll have to imagine it. That's probably fraud. Is what that is. That's I
don't even know how you combat it. I don't know who you alert to the who it is.
Well, you don't. You read
not
this,
even who you would alert. Who would even have the ability to change it? Who has the effective ability in 2023 right now to actually
is the FDA? You mean like what governing body or
what governing body? You can't say the FDA, right? Because the FDA are probably the ones that are trying to keep it away because they don't want to, it's something that they've said okay to already that isn't okay, which is the FDA is responsible for 1 million of those things. So you can't put it on the FDA.
But if you read this,
obviously there are people, governing bodies who hold those people accountable. But I'm saying who could actually like...
If you read this, like you just read it, and I heard it, and we all heard it, and tonight it doesn't change, then how the fuck do they expect us to get up and fucking go to work and watch our streamers and live our lives if just like we have to now go into like we have to work to change that? What?
Yeah. Well, I mean that you get to a point where you start understanding, at least for me, how people begin to come up with really crazy theories and ideas as to,
I guess, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it does seem, the reality seems so incomprehensible that there must be some kooky, like, what the fuck are those? Are those like John Lennon 3D glasses?
These John Lennon 3D glasses on? Now listen, when I planted my hands in the soil and started this weed game in California back in 2007, I never could have imagined that my girlfriend would come home from a dispensary with this High Mind brand, the cross joint. Look at this like crazy cross joint Caribbean breeze, but you look fucking fresh in those. Look at the back of the box that cross joint came in. We've come a long way, baby.
For what, the yin yang?
Look at that.
Is it not there?
It's not there without those fucking John Lennon specs, bro. Look at that. What is that? It looks like, I can't even tell what that is. Put your glasses on. That's High Mind. Isn't that amazing? Jonathan, the packaging on the weed, when I started at the weed store in 2007, it's a packaging game. It's all, baby, it's presentation. Man.
That's all you got. You just got fucking packaging.
Come a long way, baby. Because the weed's all the same, so I might as well get crazy with the packaging. Oh, she's like, keep that cross joint away from him. Keep that cross joint away from him, she said. SAG-AFTRA, little union, no big whoop, member. They had a workshop coming up on Zoom.
You guys striking?
We're going to let the writers' strike think first on May 1st and see how that, I got to talk.
You're up for renegotiation?
I got to talk to Fran. There's so much fucking
Drescher?
talk. Yeah, there's a lot of talk.
Leibowitz.
Workshop, both, the three of us. Workshop on Zoom, Career Journey. Career Journey Act 1. Who am I? I can't answer that for you. That's what I would say if I'm running this workshop. I'm talking to actors. They just moved out here, got in the game, went to Samuel French, bought some plays, got their headshots done. Who am I? I can't do that for you. You got to do that yourself. You got to know who you are. Career Journey Act 2. What are the possibilities? Possibilities are endless. Possibilities
is this
are
the character? Is this a character or about life?
These are actors. They just got here.
Okay, so this is about their.
These are the questions that they're asking on this journey.
Sorry, I thought this was a.
So I say to them, what are the possibilities? They're fucking endless. You could be in a fucking movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. Career Journey Act 3. How will I get there? I can't answer that for you.
But aren't those the fundamentals of a character study, really, though?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. Twofold. So really, it's who am I? You better fucking figure that out.
Who is this character?
Who the fuck is this? What are the possibilities?
What are the possibilities of this character? What is he dealing with? What are they dealing with?
What do I want?
Facing? What do they want?
What
do I
am I trying to get? Thank you. How will I get there?
How am I going to get it? So this is a actual
twist. Double.
This is a Zen master's.
It's like a high mind 3D yin and a yang. You know what I do? I give all my students a cross joint right at the beginning of class. I throw them the John Lennon 3D'ers. I say, put your John Lennon 3D'ers on.
Who are you?
I give them all a cross joint. Then I say, who are you? I wait till they smoke it first. And then I get some crazy answers, man.
Jazzy answers.
I'm my fucking dead dad. Cool. Go with that.
Go with it, bro.
Be him.
Be him.
Be your dead
on the
dad.
Floor. Show
Get
me.
in the casket. You're your fucking dead dad. What are the possibilities? I'm in a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. No, you're not. You never will be. That's what I tell them when they're high. I prep them. You'll never fucking work. You'll book one commercial. You'll think it's all gravy because it's for gravy. But it ain't. It's Gravy Lovers commercial. Your own cat got cast with you. You thought you're on top of the world until you never worked again. Nice look around. How will I get there?
By the bus, the metro.
You fucking walk.
Maybe someone will buy you an Uber.
Maybe somebody will pick you fucking up when you're hitchhiking back home to Kansas. Get the fuck out of my class. Or my Zoom. My city, I mean. The fuck out of here. What are the possibilities? You ain't ever gonna fucking work. You better know that right fucking now. You ain't ever gonna work. I tell it to all of them, and there might be a couple. I might look over them. I might be one woman. She's crying and she's shaking. Everybody's left the class, but she's the last one there, and then I know you're a fucking star.
Get in my car.
Get in my car.
I'm taking you over to my agent's.
Taking you to my apartment.
My agent's house.
My small apartment.
My agent's
house / apartment.
I'm in the back.
Run lines. I mean, the back of this van. I mean, literature. Hey.
Flexive.
You ain't ever gonna work.
But people work, right?
They do. But if you look at the numbers, I wonder if they do.
Still got to be bad.
I wonder how the numbers
And
work.
Also, it's probably way easier now
to
do it and also never ever make any money. Where it used to also be like if you were doing it, it was almost always lucrative. There's probably far more now that are like this actually doesn't map out. Like you're making less money than you would be if you were doing something else.
That's a great point.
For sure.
Like you could probably do a guest spot on a TV show now, make probably maybe less than you would have made if you did a guest spot on like ER 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly relatively, but ooh, that's interesting.
Flexive.
But there's so many shows. Do you think there's way more actors? Do you think how many people come here? How many actors got to LA today?
I mean, there has to be somebody trying to calculate some idea of
how many come to
what is the coming and goings of that.
Do you just like sit at the airport and like try to sit at the Greyhound station and try to kind of sit on the 10 freeway coming into Hollywood and clock every single car?
The best way to probably do it would be to kind of go for open, tap open castings and then go backwards from there, basically. Okay, because those are the first places that most of those people are going to wind up is going to be at a cattle call.
Interesting.
And so you could kind of start to source it from there and then see how long those people have been there and whatever. Just and find the people that are,
walk the aisles. I just walk the aisles at Sam French is what I do.
I don't think anybody coming here to be an actor knows that they are supposed to go to Sam French.
Anymore, right?
I don't know what that percentage is now that are doing it in some semi-traditional way where the acting is like being passed down in any way,
that's
like a school of acting or style. I don't know what that you do plays and then you learn how to do commercials.
Go to like Erewhon. You sit in the Erewhon parking lot,
stare.
Flexive
Flexiv. It's a California-based robotics company. They specialize in creating smart and easily usable robots for a variety of settings and applications. They've created a massage robot that is designed to make use of giving soothing back massages. This particular massage robot makes use of the Rizon 4 robotic arm to carry out the job. The robot is equipped with AI-fueled software and computer vision.
Interesting.
Which work in conjunction with one another to first figure out the location of the spine and other muscles.
That's my
sphincter
spine.
muscle.
That's spine.
The robotic arm then makes use of a heated silicone massage attachment to figure out exactly the locations of all the key areas.
Aches and pains.
This massage then follows that can be programmed to either focus on specific areas or compromise a generalized massage of the entire back area. Flexiv's marketing director, Yun Fan Gao, said that the company hopes that its massage robot will help evolve perceptions of what robotic devices are capable of and make machine-aided massage a regular feature. Quote, people think nothing of buying food or drink from a vending machine. We hope that they will think the same way about purchasing a robotic massage.
So you're saying going to Coca-Cola Freestyle machine the same way that you would do that, now you're nude with this robot, the Shiatsu Sports Sensual Robot. They want me to think they want me the same way I would walk into a fast food place and get a freestyle drink, to think of it exactly the same as lying nude with a...
Hold on, let's scale it back here.
Okay.
You are somebody who has gone for a massage in a public setting, like a mall.
I have done that. Mall.
Airport?
Airport.
No, you just did it at the shop but you knew the person. Is that the only place you did it? No, you used to go to the Whole Foods and do it.
I've done it in a Whole Foods and I've done it in the weed store.
All right, so imagine if you had a place that you would frequent, like your salad place you go to, and they had a state-of-the-art massage robot.
In Sweetgreen.
This
is amazing.
That you could sit with. I mean, you wouldn't, if you didn't have an issue sitting in public, because
but we could make a pod. It's a
I would never ever get massaged in a place where people could walk by and see me.
Yeah.
So the idea of getting massaged in an airport or a mall is totally unappealing to me, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
And that has more to do with just relinquishing like my sight and having all of this happening. My ADD or whatever would prevent me from just being able to do that and focus on.
Is this maybe something you could purchase for your home?
Absolutely. But I'm saying for you, I don't see you would be remotely have any issue with this. You would do that. Be like, this thing fucking rules.
I'd let you go first, because what if it just gets... How powerful is it? What is it?
I'm fine with the
spine is delicate. You don't want to get hurt. Coccyx. You don't want it like just malfunctioning and just slamming down your strong hands, like strong Russian hands.
We know this is it.
But wouldn't that be nice? Long day. Turn that on. Oh my God.
Well, it also takes out a human element of the fact that you are, although hopefully paying whoever is doing this service for you handsomely and well, there is still,
there's a vulnerability there.
Well, not just the vulnerability on your end or their end or whatever, but just the fact that you are getting you're forcing a human to work in order to achieve that, whereas you could have this machine do it
for you.
Are you taking are you relieving the responsibility of another human having to do that to you, as opposed to taking their jobs?
What you want to do is you want to eliminate an entire sector of the American workforce.
I would like to eliminate about 80% of the American workforce.
With this with
just one massage robot. No, I think we are.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice if it worked? Program the shoulders, dog.
I just think that this
lower back pain.
We're holding on to the notion that this current state of things of being is somehow sustainable. But the truth of the matter is there's no possible way that it can afford to keep all of these people alive, them doing this stuff. It has to go on. It has to be automated. You cannot not automate. It has to be autonomous. It has to work on its own. I mean, it cannot have us packaging the boxes.
Don't take breaks.
It doesn't make no sense. It makes no fucking sense.
What do you program in? You want lavender? I can do lavender.
Got to do something else.
This thing's amazing.
You got to figure something else out.
Oh, it never. I mean, 90 minutes, and then I was just like, I asked it, could you do 30 more? It said yes. More. Do you want more lavender?
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
So, yeah, I do think people should.
That's tough. But hey, that we just got to get, we got to get ready for it.
We talked about it before the show. I'm not talking, it's on every single front. We are being, that is, the looming threat is being replaced by something that does not rely on us to gain the same or a better result than we are currently doing on our own.
Saying you could
get the exact same thing or be better. Certainly not going to be worse because we won't.
You need to have one of these massages first. I want you to make sure, because this massage might not be that good. This model,
like just 1.0. A Brookstone fucking
just kind of like, okay, it's not
AI. It's got computer eyes. It sees me.
Can it see through? But can
it's probably
really
got thermal.
See me? Because your massage therapist, she really sees you when you lay down. She sees you.
Yeah.
Yes, she sees your nude back, but she's locked eyes with you, and she's seen what you
buttocks.
You might tell her, "Could you work here?" You find that she's not working there; she's working somewhere else, and then you know in the end, she was right all along. Can a fucking robot do that?
Probably.
Oh, it can. Yeah, or if it doesn't, just be like, do everything.
Do it
for
all.
4 hours for free.
Bye.
Bye, Lavender. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, we had a great run.
That's a wrap.
We had a great run. What can you do?
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
It got real crappy there.
Yeah, we had
It was a good run.
A good time, maybe like in high school.
Shitty.
A couple years of high school.
Oh, you're just talking about us?
A couple years in our 20s.
I thought you meant like the human race.
It's been for most people just
recorded history,
cruel and
right,
terrible. Oh, it's just been it's been an absolute nightmare for most people. An absolute just
bloodbath.
I mean a cruel, physically, emotionally. It's been awful. Had a couple. I think my senior year of high school really fun.
Yeah,
and I think I had maybe a couple of years.
2009, 2010 for me for some reason.
Okay, for some reason, just really popped off. Saw some great shows.
Yeah, like just a weird
slept in a lot.
Outlier.
A lot of sleeping in.
Outlier year.
Sleeping in. Had some great meals, but other than that,
yeah. Well,
what are you gonna do?
I would say by version 4 or 5, we'll be able to start offlining these shows and just have it, it'll be making it.
Think about a few things to talk about, and it will just handle it on its own.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that we could probably figure this out pretty quick here in the next couple of years.
Robot/podcaster.
AI assisted?
Yeah, I mean, because it save you so much time.
Us. So much time.
The listener.
So much
hearing
time.
the show and getting massaged by the same bot.
Yeah. I'm okay with this.
Picking your spray.
I'm okay with it.
Oh my God. Eucalyptus mint. Do you have that? I have everything. You want me to create a fragrance that doesn't exist? Because I can also do that while you're getting massaged.
A new one.
A new one.
An unknown.
I'm a Coca-Cola freestyle machine of scents.
Phantom scent.
What do you want? Orange, turmeric, cinnamon? You thought it didn't exist? Watch this when I move into the upper neck. Each part of the body getting a different scent. How much does this cost? It's free if they give them out.
Do it forever.
Yeah, they do. And
I do it forever.
But I only paid for a 90-minute. No, it's free, and you paid for a 5-hour. That could be rough because then we could just have we could lose a lot of productivity if everything is just
what product we don't need to be productive. Nothing's happening.
Okay.
We just have to put the goggles on,
We just
man.
put the goggles on that the elites get their
Fucking
massages.
put the goggles on, get the massage, and shut the fuck up. It's over.
That's what's going to be the roughest when it's just basically becomes.
It's over. It's
like,
a wrap.
it's a wrap.
They don't need you. They don't need us.
Well, they'll need us for a while, and it will just be us working for the elites.
But then it won't be.
Shit.
But it won't be working in the sense that like, oh, I got to get up again. They'll just have us plugged up, and they'll just be like sourcing
draining
our
our
nectar.
energy. Shit.
But it won't be like. It'll be a passive.
It won't hurt.
Know,
will it hurt?
I mean, it'll be uncomfortable.
But
just
will
like
it be painful,
like those feeding pens and stuff that they put chickens and pigs in. I mean, it'll be like that.
Painful. They'll rip us from our families and our loved ones.
Absolutely,
they have to.
But we won't know any better. Our minds will be so far eradicated from whatever was happening prior. We won't have any recollection.
We won't be able to look back.
We didn't know that life wasn't inside of a 4x4.
Yeah, that'll be the new normal for the elites.
So, put the goggles on. Put on the fucking John
Tune
Lennon
in,
glasses.
Turn on.
Put on the John
Put the
Lennon
goggles. Put your John Lennons on.
3Ds on. Go.
And actually tell you, those are completely the most advanced VR AI Johnny Lennons on the market. Johnny Lenon's on the market. Just by putting it on, you've smoked an entire, what do they call it? A cross joint.
Cross joint. It's stupid.
It's a very elaborate. You got to light it in a bunch of different places.
I've smoked one. I've smoked a big rolled one.
And that point of that is it some sort of a joke about Christ? What is this?
No, I think it's an ode to Christ.
An ode
a gesture, a
good faith,
an offering
of a sacred herb.
Well, I mean, it's all
the Christians.
It's theorized that
It's theorized that Jesus smoked weed. He just said on episode what? Did you just say that it's been theorized that Jesus smoked weed? Hashish.
More than smoked it.
That's the Johnny Lennon's got him talking.
He used it.
Thank you. See, he used
in
it.
His ceremonies.
Did he grow it?
In his healing.
A lot of people say he was a fisherman and also a farmer. A weed farmer. You ever had his strain? JC Extreme. It's been theorized that Jesus smoked weed. You're welcome.
I mean, I'll get it.
You're welcome.
Let me pull it up.
Episode 977 of my favorite podcast. Yeah, dude.
Fucking better.
Please, thank you so much. Go to Patreon, Patreon. It's kind of like NPR. It's kind of like PBS, but it's UID. We're listener supported.
Fully.
We started in February of 2006. It's now April of 2023. It's amazing. And I hope... yeah, I just imagine in April of 2024, we're still doing the show. Imagine the fucking tech she's going to be bringing home from these stores.
Oh, it's going to be
imagine the packaging.
Sick.
Imagine this fucking packaging.
888-842-2357 is our toll-free voicemail. UID.
And when you call that number, you've been calling and listening to the same fucking message for all this time, and then that guy. But listen, it's almost
things change.
But the more things change, the more they stay the same. So in fact, the message should be the same.
Well, maybe we'll get it back somehow.
But it's nice to you got to keep people on their toes. Some of these voicemails, people are like, they're picking the phone up off the ground because they don't know what the fuck happened. They don't know if they're coming or going. What number did I just call?
I mean, listen, it stay the same for so long, and then you don't realize how accustomed you've become.
You don't realize that we've been subtly changing it every year. There's a little subtle changes.
Mandela effect.
It's a really like
Mandela.
Boiling lobster
say this right.
Mandela effect.
Boiling lobsterman. So come back for 978.
Tell a friend about 978. Tell a friend about Yeah Dude. We've been releasing shows every Friday, so come back every Friday, listen to a new episode, go back, listen to the old ones. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Oh yeah.
You know where all the people are, like it's just big social media. It's no big whoop.
The talking heads.
Chopping it up. I guess it's a big deal for some people. For me, on the talk, it's not that big of a deal.
It's just another platform.
It's another platform for me to chop it up, per se. I'm on that. I'm on recipe TikTok. I'm on fucking, if there's a TV show that I'm watching, I'm on the TikTok. I'm learning about it. If there's theories, I'm watching them. If there's recipes, I'm hearing about them.
Hacks.
tricks, tactics. But when it comes to a couple of guys just chopping it up, it's also because I'm on there on TikTok. You know, it's like I'm always like up on your Instagram watching like fucking clips and like YouTube. Everyone's talking about YouTube. Oh, fucking, they have the fucking YouTube. They did the NFL Sunday Ticket. It's gone to YouTube. They got some prices on over there to get to watch those football games this year.
A high price?
Jonathan, not a low price. Let's just say that.
But not lower than what was there? I thought that would be the whole gist.
More
would be like
more than what we've been paying. You got to get it before June 6th because you get a discount. After June 6th, all fucking bets are off. If you have YouTube TV, which you don't, oh, you do? That's like a lot of money. Pay like all that money every month? What, because you don't have cable?
Fuck you, I don't have cable.
But why do you have YouTube TV?
I actually did end my cable because I didn't need it.
Oh, yeah.
I got YouTube.
It's like $70 a month or something.
Well, I got whatever I got is what allows me to not listen to commercials when I'm playing music off of it because
I think you might just have some sort of. There's like YouTube TV that's like $72 a month.
Oh no! I pay like $10 a month to do
you have some
no
sort of
ads.
Probably premium. No bullshit.
I'm sorry. That's all I do.
No.
I just did it to where I can just hear music after music
watch
after
their
music
TV
and
on
not get the little shits.
No,
in between.
YouTube offers like a gang of.
Sorry, it's actual like a Hulu. Sorry.
Yes.
And somebody I do know has actually moved over to it entirely.
It just does that.
And I was like, why would you do that? But anyway.
So no YouTube TV before June 6th, $349.
If you have it or if you don't.
You don't.
If you do,
$249. But
that's a lot of money if you're already paying that much.
Yeah, but like nobody has that.
What was it for DirecTV?
$275.
Okay.
So this is $350. After June 6th, $450.
Now but you can still get it on DirecTV?
No, this is
it. They
DirecTV ended that
they're the only
quarter-century
people
run.
that have it, so they're
YouTube
setting
now
the price.
gets the NFL Sunday
so
Ticket.
the only way you can get Sunday Ticket is through
YouTube TV. Through YouTube. So I can get it as a standalone thing. Just
but
get
it'll
it
be through
before
YouTube
June 6th, $350. After June 6th, $450. With Red Zone, $389 and $489.
That's
there you
fucking
go.
crazy.
That's all they did it.
That's a lot of dough.
They did it. They found a way to do it, huh? Hey.
Seatbelts.
Seatbelts.